Ain't nothing wrong with you, just remember you're special. Feeling hopeless and alone, just remember there's always God there to be there to help you. Put in effort, make mistakes, no one on this earth is perfect. Trials and tribulations both in life are guaranteed, but in the end it's all worth it. I'm hoping and I'm praying this is something relatable and the words are beneficial when someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Mind, muscle, motivation. Let's stop playing. Share it with the nation. What's going on, everybody? It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Thank you for tuning in. For my first-time viewers, don't change the channel just yet. Listen to what your boy got to say. I was thinking about something today. I think it's absolutely critical. And when I say critical, I mean it's absolutely required for all of us to learn how to do things on our own, so we don't have to depend on anybody. So if a person does walk out on us, we won't be completely worthless. I complain a lot. I complain about cleaning, washing, all those everyday things that you're supposed to do. And it's funny because I have to tell a lot of guys that, and I'm not taking no shots on females because it can work both ways, but I had to tell a lot of guys that, don't you know if a girl, or if you're a girl and you're a guy, don't you know that when you're doing everything, or when you feel like you're doing everything, all those little things like that, don't you know that you're just getting yourself used to doing those things? So again, if something were to happen, you'll be doing those things out of habit. You'll be doing those things because they're things that they're supposed to get done, and you won't need anybody to do that. Like I said, I complain all the time, but then I complain because I'm tired while I'm doing it. But when I'm in my right state of mind, I'm thinking, okay, let me get myself used to doing this. So that in that way, out of habit, I will continue to do this with or without anyone. Now, when it comes to finances, that's always a little tough and challenging because you always need help. But then again, I always tell myself, try to do your absolute best to not depend on anybody so you can be able to support, care, and provide for yourself. I still haven't got that figured out yet. I still need help in a lot of different ways, but I'm making this video because a lot of us are complaining, both men, women, guys, girls. They're complaining because you're supposed to be able to support and provide for yourself. Why are you complaining? Even if you have somebody, why are you complaining? You're supposed to be able to clean your house, wash your clothes, wash your dishes. I don't care if you are a man. Who said that you're not supposed to do those things? There's no traditional way anymore. Times have changed. It's a whole different generation now. Women are starting to be both men and women, and men, well, they're not trying to be both. They're, hey, I'm sorry guys, but guys are starting to really take a back seat and become women instead of being both a man and a woman. I think you can be a man and a woman. And matter of fact, I encourage it. There's this false written perspective. You're supposed to be masculine, but I think there's a false masculinity that's going around where you got to be a man. You got to go to work and put food on the table. You can't be, y'all know how I feel about that word, but nowadays men are being taught that you can't show any type of you can't show any type of what's the word? You can't be sensitive about anything. I've been sensitive my whole life, and when people look at me, I'm I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm the pretty much perfect description for being masculine. But then again, like I said, it's a false written masculinity that's going around where, if you're a male, you have to put on this act, and it's just something that we gotta rewrite. We gotta correct. So again, I think that you absolutely should be able to support and provide for yourself. If you're a woman, I think you should absolutely be able to support and provide for yourself. Women are always saying they don't need a man anyway. So if you're a female watching this, I give you a fist pump. Because if you're one of the ones saying that you don't need a man and you're actually being able to do it without a man, hey, I salute you. And again, I give you that fist pump. And if you're a female going around saying you don't need a man because you really don't think you need one, again, I give you a fist pump. I don't roll my eyes at you. Because if you really deep down don't feel like you need one, fine. And if you're a man and you're trying to do it all and you're trying to get yourself to doing things where you don't have to need a female, hey, I'll shake your hand out of respect, out of complete respect. A man should be able to go to work, and is it great coming home to a home cooked meal? Best believe you're looking at somebody who loves to eat. That's a great feeling. But also, I feel like a man should be able to work a full day's of work and be able to come home and cook his own meal as well. It's taken on a lot. It's taken on a lot to have this mentality, but I think it's needed. Because a lot of people are walking around being a little too vulnerable. A lot of people are walking around really telling themselves that they need somebody, and you don't. Because the last video I made on relationships are work. And I much rather work on myself than always have to work on a relationship, because you're having to work on yourself and that other person is depending on you to work on them too. Because a lot of people are broken, and a lot of people need to be fixed in a lot of different areas, and they're depending on you to do it for them. That's why I say you should be able to be independent, both men and women. You should want to be able to be independent and not be so dependable upon anybody. And I don't want people to twist and turn my words. I'm not saying that if you're in a relationship, you should kind of neglect that other person to show them that you don't need them. I'm not saying that, because that's just going to create a whole mess. That's going to create drama, and I'm not bringing that to the table. What I am bringing to the table is that other person's happiness, that other person's joy, it's not your responsibility. I don't care if you're in a relationship or you're not. I don't care if you have something as simple as a friendship. It is not your responsibility to cause another person to be happy. And if you think that it is, you're going to always be upset. You're going to always be unhappy. You're going to always create arguments, because that word, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, that's going to always be used. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why can't you be like, oh, don't. Lord have mercy. Oh. In high school, I remember I was told, why can't you be like that person? Why can't you be like this person? And you know what my response was? If you want me to be like that person, go get with that person. Did they get with that other person? They tried, but then they tried to stick with me. And by then, you already showed me that me, my genuine, authentic, you see what you get self wasn't enough. But anyways, so yeah, um, be able to be independent, be able to, even if a person does stuff for you, enjoy it, but also let that person know, hold up. I enjoy the gifts, I enjoy the help, but understand that I can do this. I do this. You know how great is it to be able to say, I got this. Not taking on more than what you can handle, but be able to let that person know that I got this. I can do this. I enjoy your help. Receive the help, but also let that person know that you can do this. Let that person know that you've been doing this. I just have a picture in my mind for us as men, for those of you as women, to truly be able to walk around with your head up high, your chest out, and be confident knowing that you take care of you. You're not seeking credit for it. It's just you do what you need to do for you. And you don't need any applause. You don't need any applause. You don't need any validation. You do you. You know, you're living life. You're going to work. You're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your loved ones. And if you're in a relationship, you're taking care of your significant other, and while taking care of yourself, or you're letting your significant other know that if they're not taking care of you, so what? And a lot of people are staying in relationships because they can't do it on their own. And that's sad. It's sad because a lot of people are staying in relationships for their child, and it's even more sorry that people are staying in relationships because they know they don't have anything without that other person. I do believe if you're in a relationship, obviously you're trying to be with that person, right? Not for the moment, but you're trying to really build a future with that person. So, I just had to make this video. You know, a lot of these things pop up in my mind, and I just see it a lot. And with these young guys and these young girls, and they're so dependent upon each other, and people are losing their sense of balance in themselves, and they're losing themselves through other people because they're so dependent upon them, and they're losing themselves through other people, and we gotta get ourselves back into balance, and we gotta know who we are with or without a person. So again, I encourage people to be able to really invest in themselves, okay? In this day and age, a lot of people are investing in other people more than themselves. They're giving so much time and attention to other people, and they're not even trying to take time for themselves. What is that time for themselves? That's whatever you think it is. Whether it's getting a workout in, whether it's just having some peace and quiet, some reflection. You know, I've talked about this. They're not doing that. They're giving it all to somebody else. And again, that's when you lose yourself through other people. And you know what's even crazy? Yeah, you lose yourself in one person, but imagine you keep getting in these friendships, in relationships, and you lose yourself over and over and over again until finally you've lost yourself so much, you're like a chicken with its head cut off. And then after that, you're putting on these false characters through other people, and you're just doing your best to desperately keep them around. Why? You're seeking the validation from people so much where if you don't have it, you really are lost. You don't know who you are anymore. And why don't you know who you are anymore? You've allowed yourself to become accustomed to receiving so much from other people that a lot of it you can receive from yourself. We don't know how to pat ourselves on the back anymore. We don't know how to really reflect on the good that we're doing in life, because we're not doing any good if we're not being told. If we're not getting a pat on the back from other people, we haven't done anything right. We haven't done any good. And that's why I speak on the receiving the credentials and the accolades from people. You can do that on your own. You can give gifts to yourself. You can pat yourself on the back. You can have time for reflection and see how much good you've done. Now, me personally, I don't like to do that, because once I do that, what's good for me may not be the best I can do or the greatest. But that's me. But anyways, so we gotta be able to really put ourselves on the pedestal sometimes. We gotta be able to, like I said, be independent. I mean, really be independent and be able to, I mean, I'm not saying if you get in a friendship, relationship, whatever it may be, to right away let that person know, no, I don't need your money. I got my own. You don't have to be rude about it. Like I said, receive the help, because we all need it at one point or another. But don't receive it so much to where you don't know how to be able to provide for yourself. That's what I'm saying. So I felt the need to make this short little video. Be independent and be able to stand on your own 10 feet, 10 toes, 10 toes down, handle your business, and continue to get better. It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Again, that's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Hey, stay blessed, continue to get better, stay independent, keep working, keep grinding. And life is what you make of it. You get what you allow. Remember that. And hey, this is all about life. It's you versus you. Keep getting better together forever. Hopefully I'm building a community. Hopefully the things I talk about are really life related. And drop in the comments things you would like for me to talk about. And hey, I only know what I know. So like I said, if it's something that's life related, let your boy know and we'll talk about it. I'll do my best to dissect it and to really, look and search for the suggestions that I have. That's all they are. It's suggestions. I don't always have answers, so I can only talk about what I know. So y'all keep that in mind. And again, until next time, again, that's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. We are out. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this short little video. Peace.
Everybody need a little something to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became